So what we're going to do next is we're going to continue solving a system of equations by graphing. But this time what we're going to take a look at is we're going to find out and see if we can graph two system of equations to where there are no solutions, meaning the lines of the functions here are parallel. Okay, so first we're going to use the same steps from my one solution video. So first, we're going to identify the y-intercept for the first problem. So I'm going to go ahead and put negative 2x plus 4 here. That way you know which problem that we're working on. And a y-intercept is 0, positive 4. And for step 2, we're going to identify the slope for the same problem. So our slope here is negative 2 over 1. And again, I'm going to rewrite slope where the negative is in the denominator, just in case we need to find points in the opposite direction. Okay, and then step 3 would be to graph y-intercept. And so we have 0, 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis. We place a point there. And then we use that same point and slope to find another point and maybe more. So we fall 2 and we run 1 and we place a point there. And we do the same thing, fall 2, run 1. Let's do it one more time, fall 2, run 1. And you know what? Why not? Let's drop 2 and add another point. Okay. So now let's use our ruler, which was sitting at the bottom here, to connect these points to create a line. I'm going to try to do it as best as possible. Okay. So there's our line. Let's put this back at the bottom. And let's go ahead and work on the next problem to see if we can find the point of intersection if these two lines are parallel. It has no solutions. So we have 1, which is we're using negative 2x minus 2. So if we find the y-interception, or y-intercept is at 0, negative 2. Number 2 would be to find slope. So it would be negative 2x minus 2, and therefore our slope is equal to negative 2 over 1. Or if we want to find points in the opposite direction, be positive 2, negative 1. And then step number 3 would be to graph the y-intercept. So again, we're going to use a different color. I'm going to use blue this time. So we have a 0, negative 2, which is here. And again, we're going to use slope to determine other points. So we drop 2, run 1. Here's a point here. And since I'm falling off the page here, I'm going to go ahead and use the other slope that I wrote down, which is in reality the same slope. So I'm going to rise 2 instead and run to the left 1. Okay, do the same, run 2, or rise 2, run 1 to the left. And then the same thing, rise 2, run 1 to the left. Okay, and so let me go ahead and connect these points. And what we will notice once we connect them is that this line, these two lines will never cross. And my line is complete. It's not as straight as it could be, but this is our line here. Okay, and we notice that these two lines are parallel, and therefore there are no solutions.